Mars.
Okay, hi everybody. Doing this so much. Okay. Hi everybody. This is Katie Shifkin, and we are here at the desert, and we're just gonna do a quickie, like a kind of soft flow for about half hour to 45 minutes. So let's get going. So we'll start in a comfortable seated position. So you can kneel, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit in easy pose with one ankle in front of the other, just whatever feels best for your body. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe take a few deep breaths on your own, just breathing in the air, the space around you, the energy around you. Just kind of feel into your surroundings, whatever they are. And right here we have the beautiful desert around us, but wherever you're at, see if you can just kind of feel into your environment as if you belong there, as if you are a part of it. And then slowly begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath as you're ready. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And see if you can start to create that whisper noise with your breath, so like wind moving through trees. Each time you inhale, feel your inhales travel all the way down into your low belly and your low back. And each time you exhale, take your exhales all the way to the very, very bottom, so your belly button pulls in and up towards your spine, and you feel that little bit of core engagement, that connection to your center. And if there is an intention you want to set for your practice or for your day, then take just a moment to complete your thoughts. So it can be anything that makes sense to you, a word, a sentence, a feeling, a mantra. And then next time you breathe in, think of breathing in your intention and filling up your body with it. Hold in that fullness. See if you can sip in a little bit more and relax around your held breath. And then big, huge exhale, sigh it out, let it go. And think of just sending it out into the universe. Do that twice more. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. Soften around your held breath. Exhale, sigh it out. And then last time, so biggest breath you've taken all day long. Big, huge exhale to release. Come back to your Ujjayi breath and inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands into your heart center. So just connecting movement to breath and to your awareness. Inhale again, reach up, stretch long and tall through your side bodies. Exhale, hands to heart. And then this time, inhale, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to the right, bring your left hand down outside your right knee or thigh, and then right hand can come back behind you, or you can press your right hand into your low back. Gaze over your right shoulder and take about 2 or 3 rounds. See if you can feel your breath moving down into your belly each time you breathe in. And then each time you exhale, feel that pulling back navel to spine, and see if you can twist just a little bit further. So actively work the pose with your breath. One last round. And then end of your exhalation, unwind. Inhale, take your arms to the sky, stretch tall, get your spine longer. Exhale, other side. So twist to the left, right hand to the outside of left knee or thigh, left hand behind you, gaze over your left shoulder, and take a few deep breaths. So think big Buddha belly breaths, strong breath. One more round. Use your exhale to twist to your edge. And then end of your exhalation, unwind, arms to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms. Think of lifting your chest up towards your chin. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine, and see if you can find just a little baby back bend. Keep your belly strong, so keep pulling your belly button in and up. See if you can press your elbows forward and up. Take one more full round. So you want to feel your mid and upper back muscles firing. Inhale, arms to the sky, stretch it out. And then exhale, tabletop position. So go ahead and transition forward onto your hands and your knees. And then just start with some intuitive movement. So maybe cat-cows, maybe hip circles, really just whatever feels right in your body. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. So try to allow yourself to get out of your talking mind and your thinking mind and just feel more into this moment, into your body, whatever is there. And since we are doing a little bit of a shorter practice today, I'm going to say just 3 more breaths here. You can always modify or go at your own pace if something works better for you. So please always listen to yourself first. When you are ready, next breath or so, downward facing dog. So take a moment in your first down dog to just stretch into it and move into it. So maybe that looks like pedaling out your heels or shifting your weight from side to side. You want to make sure you have some mobility in your neck here, so make sure you can nod your head, yes, shake your head, no. And see if you can feel not just like you're pressing down into the ground with your hands, but also like you're lifting up into the sky with your core, with your sit bones. So imagine there is a seatbelt around your waist and it's literally pulling you up towards the sky. If you need to keep a big bend in your knees, that's perfectly fine. Focus more on lengthening from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. And then big deep breaths. Take about 2 more full breath cycles. See if you can really feel the expansion and contraction, the rise and the fall. And then just with your next exhalation, no rush, crawl your hands to the back of your yoga mat until you find yourself in a forward fold. So all the weight comes into your feet. You can have a little or a big bend in your knees. Pause here for just a moment and take a nice easy ragdoll pose. So grab opposite elbows, maybe sway your torso from side to side, maybe shake your head yes or no. So in your forward fold, notice where you're holding the weight in your feet. Try to rock forward a little bit so it almost feels like your heels lift and I could slide a dollar bill underneath each of your heels. See if you can use the strength in your core to lift your sit bones towards the sky. So just like in down dog, same thing here. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. And then with your next inhalation, halfway lift, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now root through your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky, get as tall as you can. And exhale, draw your hands into your heart center. Flow with your breath. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, lead with your heart, slowly dive down, forward fold. Think of lengthening as you lower, then release and fold it. Inhale to lift up halfway. So see how much length you can create from the top of your head back to your hips. Exhale, bow, fold. Now from the press of your feet, reverse swan dive to stand. So really press your feet down, lead with your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we'll take 1 more round just like that. It's your half sun salute. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, ride your breath down slowly. So take the entire length of your exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway, top of your head reaches forward, tops of your thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold. Now press into your feet, engage your core, reverse swan dive all the way up. Inhale to stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, take your arms to the sky, and then pause here. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, shift more weight into your left foot, and reach your hips to the left. Now pull your upper body up and over to the right. So find that nice side body stretch through your left side. And then notice if it feels like your left shoulder is way up towards your left ear, see if you can pull your left shoulder blade, the bottom tip, down and back. So it's like you're plugging your shoulder into the socket. If you want a balance challenge, you can hover your right foot above the ground and maybe even start to reach it to the right. Take about 1 more full round, biggest breath you can possibly take. Inhale, come back through center, switch your grip, so grab your right wrist Exhale, shift your hips to the right, more weight in your right foot, dive up and over to the left. So get your right side body as long as possible and think of breathing into the space in between your ribs and in your waistline. See if you can create more space there with every breath you take. And then if you want to play with your balance at any time, left foot can float up and reach over to the left. Right shoulder pulls back and down. Take one last round. Inhale, back to center, both feet planted firmly. Exhale, cactus your arms, chest up towards your chin. Take your throat back. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. Belly stays strong. Inhale, re-extend, arms to the sky. Exhale, slow swan dive down, forward fold. With your inhalation, halfway lift. Think of your spine parallel to the horizon. Exhale, bow. Now this time, go ahead and plant your hands, crawl forward to plank pose, and I'm going to give you the choice. Either take a vinyasa, go straight back to down dog, maybe substitute cat-cows, or take vinyasa on your knees, a modified variation. So whatever works for you, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. All right, from your dog pose, inhale your right leg to the sky. So reach your right leg high, press up with your right foot and spread your right toes. See if you can continue to lift through your left sit bone. So you want your core to engage and you feel that lift out of your hands and out of your wrists. Take one more big inhale, see if you can grow even longer. Exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in, your hips stay high. Stay here as you breathe in, press the earth away, and then exhale, softly step your right foot through. Rise to crescent lunge in your own time. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Press your feet firmly into the ground and energetically pull front heel back, back toes forward. So inner thighs engaged, low belly tones, chest lifts. Take one more big inhale here to reach as high as you can. As you exhale, grab your left wrist, keep your legs strong, pull up and over to the right. So find a stretch all the way down your left side body. This time you might even feel it into the front of your left hip, that iliopsoas, your hip flexor muscle. So think of sending your breath into that space. Energetically pull your right hip back. Think of wrapping your right butt cheek underneath you so it's not shooting out. Take one more full round. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bend your back knee. You can stay here or keep your low belly strong, keep your legs strong, start to bring a back bend into your posture. So chest up towards your chin, bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, lift, lift, lift through your heart, breathe down into your belly. Take about 2 more rounds. Just notice, feel, and observe, and allow yourself to be in sensation. Next time you inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Step your back foot forward about a foot or so for pyramid pose. So both feet flat, both legs as straight as possible. I like my feet on 2 train tracks with all 10 toes facing forward. Some people prefer a balance beam with about a 30-degree angle in their back foot, so up to you. Inhale to a halfway lift. Hands can come to your front shin or to your hips. So think of lengthening your spine. Now bring a bend into your front knee for just a second. And then think of slowly re-straightening your front leg by lifting your right sit bone up and actively pressing the top of your right thigh back. So you want to feel your right quad, the front of your right thigh, start to engage. And then stretch, feel that line of tension down the back of your right leg. You can stay in your halfway lift or whenever you're ready, bow forward, drape your torso over your front leg. Take about 3 to 5 deep breaths here. So think every time you exhale, belly button draws in and up, your right sit bone lifts up, and then see if you can get your forehead just a little closer to your shin, your nose a little closer to your knee. Keep the engagement of your core here, stay connected. Use your breath to create more space, to dive deeper, to fold further. Take just one more round. And then end of your exhalation, fingertips to the ground, crawl them forward a little bit, standing splits. We're not gonna hold this very long, so reach your left leg super high. Spread through your left toes. Notice if your right hip just kind of shot out to the right, hug in with your right inner thigh and use your belly button to lift you out of your right leg. So see if you can fire your core to take some weight out of your leg. Take one more big inhale, relax your neck. Exhale, left knee to your nose, curl in, round your spine, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend, standing splits. And then exhale, step back into a lunge. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold. So hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. If you would like, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And then exhale, try to keep that length in your low spine and refold. You can go wherever you want to go. So you might grab ankles, outer edges of feet, peace fingers around big toes. If you want to twist or play with headstand or handstand hops, go for it. Wherever you choose to be, big deep breaths right there with you. Take 2 or 3 more rounds. Notice if you're rocking back into your heels, try to keep your weight just ever so slightly forward. Take one last round. And then with your next inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, crawl your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes to face forward, and then just step forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension. Exhale, bow, fold in. From the press of your feet, reverse swan dive to stand, so heart leads. Inhale, arms to the sky, big stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands behind your back as if you're about to put them into your back pockets. So either fingers face down, or you can make fists with your hands, or thumbs face each other, fingers wrap around your waist. So whatever feels best in your body. Roll your shoulders back and down, and try to point your elbows straight back behind you. Now with your inner thighs, imagine you're squeezing a block, so hug in towards midline. Press your hands forward into your hips, but then press your hips back into your hands. Take your chest up towards your chin and start to move your throat back. Keep pointing your elbows straight back. Squeeze through the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Lift through your sternum. Breathe down into your belly. Hands press into hips, hips back into hands. Try not to just release through your neck. Keep strength in the sides of your neck. Take one more round. Lift and open. Inhale, slowly lead with your heart, rise back up, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, slow dive down, so slow as you can go. Traction out your spine as you dive. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension, so realigning your spine one more time. And then exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Again, I'll leave it up to you. Move through a vinyasa, skip it, take it on your knees, substitute cat-cows. See you back in down dog. Reconnect to your breath if you've lost it. So big, spacious inhales and long, strong exhales all the way to emptiness. Next time you breathe in, left leg to the sky. So think of pressing forward and down through your hands, pressing up and back through your left toes. Notice what your right leg did. Did your right hip kind of shoot out to the right? Hug in with your right inner thigh and use your core to lift your right sit bone. So notice those places where you tend to collapse or compromise and start to bring more awareness into them, more energy into them. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Round your spine. Keep your hips high. Take a big inhale. Exhale very softly. Left foot steps through. Rise to crescent when you're ready. So front knee over front ankle. Take a moment to settle in. Find stability through your legs. So press your feet firmly down and then hug them in towards midline. Feel that stability right at your center. Lift through your heart and reach through your fingertips like there's energy shooting out of them. One more in-breath. As you exhale, left hand grabs your right wrist, pull up, and then over to the left. Think of pulling left hip back, right hip forward, and then breathe down your right side. Legs stay strong. You should feel your left obliques, those side abdominals, firing as your right side stretches. See if you can reach just a little further. Last round. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bend your back knee. Stay here and breathe here, or option to work a back bend. So slowly, with awareness, squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, lift your heart, move your throat back. Press your elbows forward and up. Imagine you're trying to drag your back thigh forward. 2 more breaths, your pose, your expression. Next time you inhale, back to crescent, arms reach up, back leg straight and strong. Exhale, hands to the earth, and then step your back foot forward just about a foot or so for pyramid pose. So set up your feet the way you like them, train tracks or a tightrope. Try to get your hips as square as possible. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your front shin or hands to your hips. So really lengthen through your spine and the back of your neck. Bring a bend into your left knee. And then very slowly, with intention, re-straighten your left leg. So think left sit bone lifts up, 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 and the top of your left thigh presses back. So you don't want your left knee to lock out. You want to feel like your kneecap lifts and your left quad engages. You can stay here in your spinal extension or at any time work into your fold. And if you are working your fold, use every single breath to make something happen on the inside. So think of lifting your belly button up and then nose closer to your knee, forehead closer to your shin. So learn how to use your breath and make it work for you. Use it as your tool. It's so powerful. Take about 2 more rounds. End of your next exhalation, we'll transition into our standing splits. So fingertips on the ground, walk them forward as far as you need to, and then right leg floats up. So think of this as just a one-legged forward fold. Make sure you don't sink into your left hip. Left inner thigh hugs in, and your belly button lifts up. So you want to feel like you're getting lighter on your left foot rather than heavier. You want to feel like the energy is moving up into your right toes rather than down into the ground. See if you can let your face soften and your neck relax. Take one more big inhale, maybe reach your right leg just a little higher, make it straighter and stronger. Exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend your right leg, and then step your right foot to the back of your mat, lunge position, and then we'll move into our wide-legged fold on this side. So hands all the way over to the right side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Now this time we're going to do something a little bit different. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now press into your feet, reverse swan dive to stand. So all the way up. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pivot your heels in and point your toes out. Bend your knees so you're in a wide-legged squat position. Think of really pressing into the outer edges of your feet and pressing your knees back. Stay lifted through your heart and long through your spine. Now, see if you can start to just rock a little bit from side to side and maybe get a little bit lower in your seat. If you want a big challenge, see if you can lift up to your tiptoes. Don't let your knees fall in. Keep pressing them open, back. Take about 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Set your heels on the ground. If they're lifted, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Take an inhale and think of a cow pose with your spine. So butt, back and up, chest forward. Exhale, twist to the right. So left shoulder towards your right knee. So you can press your knees open even wider here. And then maybe twist and gaze back over your right shoulder. 1 more full round. Inhale, come back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, opposite direction. So twist to the left. Big deep breaths. See if you can open your knees wider. Twist further with your exhales. Keep your spine nice and long. One more round. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale one more time, twist to the right. Go a little bit faster, empty all the way out. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, straighten your legs, parallel your feet. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Dive down, wide-legged fold. Now we're gonna hold for about 5 breaths, so go wherever you would like to go. So feel free to move and explore or just be still. Focus on your breath. Good job, you guys. Start to wrap up any movement you're taking. And then next time you inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips on the ground. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes to face forward, and then just step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold in. Press into your feet, navel draws towards your spine, heart leads, rise up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, one more standing heart opener. So inhale, reach. Exhale, just like we did before, hands behind your back, whatever hand position you like. So hands to your low back, roll your shoulders down and back, point your elbows straight back behind you. So think of squeezing your elbows in towards each other. Inner thighs hug in towards one another like you're holding an invisible block, and then press your hands into your hips, press your hips back into your hands. With awareness, work into your back bend. So chest up towards your chin, and then move your throat back. Imagine there's a string attached to your sternum pulling up. Keep pressing into your hips, keep pressing your hips back into your hands. Breathe down into your belly. Couple more big full body breaths. Work your back bend, work that opening, and just feel what it feels like to have your heart wide open and exposed. Next time you inhale, lead with your heart. Come back to center, arms reach up. Exhale, this time bend your knees and bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. I like to wrap my fingers in. Walk your feet out a little bit wider than your hips. And we're gonna take 3 rounds of Uddiyana Bandha or Agni Sara. So it will look like this. You're gonna inhale into a standing cow and then exhale out your mouth. Round your spine, pull your belly button in and up and hold in that emptiness. If you want, you can pulse your belly in and out as you hold empty like a belly dancer. So when you're ready, big inhale to lift your heart, and then big strong exhale, round. Pull your belly button in and up, hold empty for as long as you can. You can take those pulses if you want. You can go as fast as you want. And then when you need it, take your next inhale. We'll do 3 rounds. Exhale. In and up. Hold in emptiness. And when you need your last inhale, take it. And last strong exhale out your mouth. So hold or abdominal massage. Inhale, standing cow. And exhale, forward fold. Pause in your fold for a few breaths. You can take ragdoll. You can get a little more intense if you want. So just working the posture a little bit more. So maybe arms behind your legs or peace fingers around big toes. Or just take it as more of a restorative posture. Wherever you've chosen to be, big deep breaths. Notice where you're holding the weight in your feet. Try not to rock into the outer edges of your feet. Stay rooted, especially through your big toe mounds and your inner heels. So See if you can find more length and more space than you have through this entire practice. So whatever that feels like inside your body to you. With your next inhalation, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. Again, your choice, vinyasa or however you want to get there, downward facing dog. All right, inhale your right leg to the sky. This time, peel your right hip open. So bend your right knee, think right heel towards your right butt cheek, and then reach your right knee out and up. Choose to stay here if this feels like a really nice stretch. Stay here, or see if you can keep this exact same position with your leg, but just start to draw circles with your right knee. So keep your right heel drawing in towards your right butt cheek. Keep your right toes flexed. Imagine you have a rolled up washcloth behind your right knee and you're trying to squeeze it and wring it out. So fullest range of motion you can find. Everything else stays still. Reverse your circles. Don't move through your left leg. Don't move through your arms or your belly if possible. And then everybody, next time you breathe in, just extend your right leg really high. Make it nice and long. Exhale, pigeon pose. So right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. If you'd rather take a different variation of this posture, please feel free. Take your time to settle in, find your form, your alignment. And then eventually bow forward, humble pigeon. And just big, deep Ujjayi breaths. Use your exhales to let go, to soften, to just give into the pose. And now may be a good time to just touch back on your intention. And if this makes sense to you, awesome. If not, that's totally fine too. But is there any way you can embody your intention in this posture? So if it's surrender, what does that look like or feel like? If it's love, if it's compassion, what does that feel like in your body? Take about 5 more deep breaths. And if you would like, last couple exhales might come out your mouth, just a release of energy or tension. Soften your face, your jaw, your forehead. And then slowly, we'll eventually meet back in downward facing dog. So I'm going to let you transition however you want to. I'm going to lift up, plant my hands, tuck my back toes, and then take it back to a 3-legged dog. You can get there however you want. You can explore movement in your 3-legged dog or in a 3-legged tabletop. You can take a vinyasa. You can flip your dog. So just give yourself a few breaths to kind of reset and just notice, how does your right leg feel versus your left leg? Good, you guys. Next time you inhale, left leg to the sky. And then peel your left hip open. So bend your left knee, reach it out to the left and reach it up, up, up. Notice if you sunk into your right hip, right inner thigh hugs in and your belly lifts up. Stay here and breathe or play with those circles. Keep your left foot flexed and active. Keep every other part of your body very still, so try to stay in your down dog shape. Imagine you're squeezing your invisible washcloth, wringing it out. Reverse your circles. It's a really conscious, intentional movement, fullest range of motion. Big deep breaths. Next time you inhale, left leg extends and lengthens. Inhale. Exhale, pigeon pose. So left shin to the top of your mat. And if you want to take a different variation, go for it. Take your time to set yourself up with integrity. And eventually, all roads lead to humble pigeon, bowing forward. No rush getting there. Connect back with your intention. Just be fully present to this moment, to everything that surrounds you, everything that creates this space within you, sounds, smells, sensations. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Take about 5 more rounds. And if you want, last couple of exhales, big sighs, big releases. As you feel pretty much even on both sides, and I'll ultimately leave it up to you, find your way back to one final down dog, and you can take a few breaths to get there, take any movement you want to. I would encourage something similar to what you did on the other side, unless you know your sides are completely different, you want to go somewhere different, that's perfectly fine. So take your last down dog and just feel into all the space you've created. So does this down dog perhaps feel just a little tiny bit different than the very first one we took at the very beginning of class, just about a half hour ago? Maybe your energy has shifted. Maybe you can soften around the pose just a little bit more. So just observe, just take in information, notice. Take one last big breath here. And then end of your exhale, bring your knees gently down. And since we are at the desert and we have sand next to our mats, rather than a supine twist, and you can take a supine twist if you want to at home, I'm going to give us a different variation. So just bring your left shin parallel to the front edge of your mat and your right foot to your left knee. You might need to scoot up a little bit. And then you're going to twist towards the back of your mat. So fingertips on the ground, think of telescoping your ribs and lengthening your spine. Exhale to slowly lower down to your forearms. And as you lower, think of lengthening. So you're crawling your hands back as you lower down. And I will probably just come down to my forearms. Some of you may be able to bring your forehead to the ground. Take some big breaths into your belly. Soften with your exhales. if you can lengthen your spine just a little bit more. It doesn't even have to be visible or even physical, but just feel that energetic lengthening, that intention of lengthening. And exhale to soften and relax around it. Take a couple more breaths. Slowly begin to ease your upper body back upright. And eventually turn around to face towards the front of your mat again. Just lean back onto your hands, so you're kind of reclining back onto your hands. Feet at the width of your yoga mat. Your fingers can face in or back, it doesn't matter. Roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, just let your knees fall over to the left. They can hover right above the ground or touch the ground. Inhale through center, and exhale, knees to the right. Go back and forth a few times at your own pace. And just feel that rotation through your hips and maybe all the way up into your back. And then the next time your knees fall over to the left, we're gonna move into our twist from there. So kind of bring your right shin parallel to the top of your mat, should already be close. And then left foot to your right knee. Turn your torso to face back towards the back of your mat. Fingertips on the ground, lengthen your spine, telescope your ribs, grow them longer. Exhale, slowly lower down. So think of lengthening, crawling your hands back towards the back edge of your mat. And eventually, maybe you come to your forearms, or maybe your forehead can rest on the ground. Just notice, feel, observe, without reacting, without even judging. Just simply noticing, being present, taking in information. Maybe notice if one side feels a lot different than the other side. For me, it definitely does. There's no right or wrong. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. And then slowly begin to lift your upper body. So crawl your hands in, lift up, unwind. This time, feet planted, knees bent, feet just about hips width distance apart. We're setting up for reverse tabletop. So hands behind you, traditionally fingers face in. If you want to face your fingers out or back, that's fine. It will just be less on your wrists, more on your shoulders. So up to you where you want to go. Roll your shoulders back and down. Hug an invisible block through your inner thighs without letting your knees come in. So imagine that block is keeping your knees apart. And then choose to stay here, just lifting your heart and opening through the fronts of your shoulders, or press into your hands and your feet, lift your hips as well. Don't let your shoulders roll forward, so keep squeezing bottom tips of shoulder blades towards your spine. Lift, 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 breathe down into your belly, press into your index fingers and your thumbs. One more full round, see if you can lift a little higher. And end of your exhale, let it go. Take it all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Happy baby pose. And then from your happy baby, if there is anywhere else you want to go, any last poses or stretches or movements you want to take for yourself, you're more than welcome to take them. And when you feel complete, content, content with your practice, just begin to settle into your final relaxation. So that can either be the traditional corpse pose, or if there's a different position that would feel better to you that you want to take your Shavasana in, that's just fine. If you want to take seated meditation, perfectly fine as well. So for these last few moments, your breath can become completely effortless. Your muscles can soften. You can let go of anything going on outside of this moment. So this moment is all there is. Can you allow yourself to be here, to experience it fully, just breath by breath? Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it go. Slowly start to transition into a fetal position. So you can start with just small movements, eventually rolling onto one side. And as you feel ready, ease your way up into a seat, eyes closed, nice and tall through your spine. And take one last moment to just notice how you feel, how you are. Take one last moment to come back to your original intention, and maybe it has shifted, maybe it has changed or evolved. Think of just setting it on top of your heart and leaving it there for now. You can come back to it whenever you want to visit it in your life, whenever you need it. Next time you inhale, arms to the sky, and just think of taking in all the energy from our practice today. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bow your head to your heart and acknowledge yourself for showing up on your mat. For taking the time to tune in and become more present, more grounded, find that deeper sense of self. I thank you guys so much for letting me guide you. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.